Welcome back to BBB for our Women's Champions League special supported by Pepsi Max. And I'm joined by Arsenal legend Emma Byrne, obviously boasting that she's won this competition. I wasn't quite able to do that, but let's get right into it, Emma. How are we, Emma?
I'm really good. I'm
glad
very
I've
good.
got you in.
I'm so excited for this show, you know. I've been like proper studying this Champions League thing going on. Yeah, and good to be here. Good to see you.
I mean, as I say, lucky that we have Emma alongside us because she's experienced actually winning the Champions League, one of the only English clubs, or it's the only English club, isn't it?
The only English club.
And we're going to start by kicking off with the only English club left in the competition. Chelsea had an away win against Ajax, Lauren James scoring 1 and Nüsken getting 2.
Them two again.
I know, again. I was thinking exactly that.
Yeah, it was a good game. Enjoyed it. Wasn't expecting much from Ajax, to be honest, because, you know, they're doing well to even get there, to be quite honest. But they impressed. Yeah, really well organised, physical team. But I just thought Chelsea were just, you know, the standard was just way, way higher than Ajax. And I think Chelsea really showed that they're cut above, you know, Ajax in this case, which is very positive from Chelsea. Something has awakened in Chelsea. I don't know, some kind of beast has awakened because they look like a different team.
It does. It feels like that, doesn't it? But you know what? I thought for that opening, you know, I was gonna say 20 minutes, but obviously Lauren James got that goal within that in the opening 15. I actually thought Ajax was so well organised. I thought defensively Chelsea struggled at first, and obviously the goal come a little bit against the run of play in terms of how it fell to Lauren James. There was a VAR check around the offside. But up until that point, I thought, okay, Ajax are giving Chelsea a bit of a game and now you have to work it out. And they showed their experience, I felt, Chelsea, in terms of being able to break that down, staying patient with that, and then obviously getting 3 first half goals. What did you think of the decision for Lauren James? When it went in, did you think it was offside or was you like, nah, this is on?
No, I thought it was onside. But it's like what you said, how all of the teams started, actually. It was just like a million miles an hour, which I absolutely love. I love a high press. I just think it brings so much to a game, and then they change a little bit of a mid press, but Ajax started so well, and I think it did catch Chelsea on the hop a little bit because we're not used to that, are we? No. In the WSL, and it's like I always say, it's completely different. Like, you have to look for players to play in the Champions League instead of the WSL. Do you know what 100%. I mean? Like, you can play in the WSL and you can be the best, like Chelsea have been the best. Arsenal very good, City good. It's a different ball game in the Champions League. It's completely different, and I think it caught them on the hop a little bit, but luckily for them, they were able to pull it back and able to adjust. But now I didn't think James's was offside because it just came off one of their players, but
it's it's true what you say. I think, you know, Chelsea have been so dominant in WSL. Obviously, they've won 4 back-to-back titles. But when it's come to that Champions League, you need that little bit of something special. And Chelsea in recent years haven't been able to produce that. And obviously, when you come up to these other European teams, sometimes you think they're actually, are they going to be any good? And we're really unaware in terms of, you know, English clubs playing against them. I know now we do a bit more pre-season friendlies against teams outside of the UK, but used to just be UK teams playing against UK teams in friendlies. So I felt like, as you mentioned, in that opening 15, 20 minutes, Ajax really upset the apple cart a little bit in terms of the shape, and Chelsea were frustrated. And it took Lauren James a long, long time to actually get into the game.
Yeah. But how often have you seen that as well? Like, there's times I'm doing games and I'm like, she hasn't touched the ball, but like in 30 seconds she scored a goal and probably on her way to score a second.
You know what? I don't know about you, but I actually thought she was offside, right? And she was so casual when she took the ball around the goalkeeper. I thought she wasn't even going to put it in the back of the net.
I mean, you can't tell, can you?
I was thinking, is she going to put this in the back of the net or is she not? I literally thought she was offside and was just going to like not put it in.
Yeah, because everyone kind of stopped, didn't they?
WSL, we don't have VAR.
Yeah, that's true.
But obviously, European Football Champions League, you know, the VAR is there. But let me talk a little bit on Nüsken for Chelsea, because obviously Chelsea signed her as a centre midfielder. We've seen her play in the WSL a few weeks ago as a centre half against Leicester. I thought she had a really good performance there. And then Friday night she plays against Arsenal in that false nine position, or 9, whatever you want to call it. Scores 2 goals, and then plays the same position again against Ajax. Basically, scores 2. What do you make of her playing in that more higher position?
I think she's an excellent signing because, and it's just typical of Emma Hayes as well, to adjust her playing position. She's a midfielder. She played centre mid. She was decent in there. She got loads of energy. And then when she put her centre back, I was like, oh, hang on a minute. She's definitely going to get caught out, at least positionally. You know, it's really difficult. Yeah. didn't get caught out once. And I was like, okay, they found another centre-back, well done. And then next of all, totally blindsided Arsenal by her pushing up, like that press from Chelsea. Arsenal just didn't know what to do with it, just simply by pushing Nüsken up a little bit higher. And she works really well off James because she does drop off and she allows that space for James. And she's very, very quick. She's very athletic. So she works for that counter-attacking style as well.
That's 4 goals in 2 games, obviously 2 in the Champions League for her. So that looks good. You know what, I was looking at this, you know, over the 4 Champions League game and especially Chelsea, because we saw what they did against Arsenal and obviously against Ajax. Normally in the women's game, we're so used to seeing goals, more goals often than not, scored from wide areas. And obviously Chelsea had 2 goals from wide areas. But do you think the game's changing a little bit? And Emma Hayes in particular, in terms of how she sets her team up to play on that in that transition moment and the counter-attack? Because they look a little bit different. They're not a high-pressing team anymore. They don't mind playing without the ball. And I feel like at times they really set up off the ball for those transition moments and try and punish.
I think it changes all the time. I made a mistake of putting Chelsea in a box and it came back to bite me in the backside. They change all the time. And I think when you've got Lauren James in a team, and I hate singling out a player and talking about them specifically so much, but at the end of the day, if you've got a player like Lauren James, you want her on the ball. You don't want players around her. You want her in 1v1 situations. And the best way to do that is to keep a low block and keep her a little bit higher on her own. And she's so quick and they're so fit that they can do those transitions. But that will change again in the Champions League.
Yeah. I just felt like I saw quite a few goals, obviously through mistakes and then teams scoring. But don't know if you saw, did you see Emma Hayes' comment after the game about Ajax and where they're at?
No, I didn't watch that.
She basically mentioned that they were obviously a developing team. They obviously played the game really well. Something along the lines of she sees potential and it takes time. And Chelsea have been through that period of being able to adapt to Champions League football, and now they're in a better position and more experience. Probably why they got the results.
I've said it for a very long time. It takes, I don't know how long, but it takes
at least.
Well, we were in it before and we didn't get anywhere, and we were like, just it's another tournament, and it was gaining experience, at least 3 years in it to actually affect it. And we've always said it in Champions League, you make a mistake, it's a goal. If you're playing against one of the top teams, you make a mistake, it's a goal. If you don't score, you're not getting through. So you have to take your chances. You have to defend well. And that is the difference, because you can claw your way back in the WSL. You can't do it in Champions League, especially quarterfinals, semi-final stages.
I think Chelsea will be pleased, obviously, going into the second leg with a clean sheet and obviously 3 goals. But that rounds up Chelsea against Ajax. The second leg takes place next week, Wednesday. So we look at the fixtures. So Ajax are 3-0 down going into the second leg. Are we writing that one off? Are we saying that's a Chelsea, it's a foregone conclusion that they go through to the semi-final?
I'm going to say, it's going to be a Chelsea. Chelsea are going to win, or they're definitely progressing. I just hope they don't sit back.
I can't see Chelsea conceding 3 goals.
No, they won't concede that. I just don't want to see them sitting back either, though, because they've reached a moment in the season where they're annoyed. They look a little bit pissed off. They look like, I'm sick of everyone writing us off. And I love to see it because I love that aggressive style of play. So I hope that will continue. But, Ajax will come. They're difficult to break down. That 4-3-3 typical Ajax style is difficult. And I think we'll see a good game. I don't think it's going to be complete whitewash from Chelsea.
But you see Chelsea progressing?
Oh, yeah.
So I would. No, I just think 3-0, I think, is a really difficult scoreline to overcome away from home. Ajax, in Ajax Arena, unbelievable fans, but to lose 3-0, I don't see them coming to Chelsea and getting a 3-0 scoreline. So I would say that I'm seeing Chelsea, even though I'm a Chelsea supporter, in the semi-finals. Well, that's Boots, Balls and Bras Women's Champions League special, supported by Pepsi Max. Thank you for listening.